The Bright Side Chronicles is about to go down with Kerri and Nana. You ready for the show to begin?
Hey, let's go. Let's get it. It's almost showtime. Let's go. Let's get it. It's almost go time. Let's freaking go.
That's right. Let's go for episode 43 of The Bright Side Chronicles with your host, Kerri with the mostest, Lewis. Woo woo. And today I have the incredible honor of having Mike Daniels fill in as my co-host for Nana Agyemang until he shows up when he shows up. But Mike is also our guest today, and I'm super excited to dig in and learn all the things about all you do because you have a great vibe at the gym. And I found out you do acting, and what better way than to celebrate the bright side of life by taking care of your body, acting, playing different characters. But before we jump in, for any of you guys who don't know, Nana and I started this podcast because we hear so much news and narratives that are fear-based that keep people, disempowered and disconnected from the truth, which is we can truly create an empowered, joy-filled, abundant life and choosing to focus on the bright side of things, doing things that bring us joy, tapping into play, and honoring what serves us. And so every week we come on here, we have conversations with amazing guests like Mike about what joy looks like, what the bright side of life for individuals look like, and how by incorporating that into their lives, they experience a life that is fulfilling for them. So Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. What's happening?
I'm
Thanks for having me.
Well, first off, you and me, we vibe already because you like Seven Dust and you like a lot of my metal bands. And,
My boy.
Nana, while hip, it lends more to the rap and R&B stage. So I appreciate that. What got you into heavy metal?
Heavy metal. Oh man, let's go back. I want to say it's loosely part of wrestling's fault. My love for wrestling at the late 90s, mid late 90s and early 2000s and whatnot. Listening, I mean you become a big fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin, you hear his riffs and you hear music from Triple H and you hear Motorhead. Then you hear Disturbed do a Stone Cold Steve Austin song. You hear all these at that time was also when new metal was really bursting out on the scene. Like new metal
Yep.
started in, I want to say the start of new metal could be like 93, 94, around there where Korn dropped their first album. And then it really started to get some steam around the mid late 90s and early 2000s and so on. And in the late 90s, I remember I was heavily into like hip hop. I love Puff Daddy. What Seven Dust is to me to now was P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy back then.
Before the
Seven Dust
Vaseline, baby. Or
Yeah,
no,
before
wait, baby oil.
Vaseline. Well, before the Vaseline. Um, it was him, and I was deep into hip hop. But then I got into the rock music eventually, thanks to wrestling, just a little bit, but also I realized I wanted something a lot more energy. I forget what
Yeah.
the first rock song I heard. I can't remember what the first rock song I heard, but I just remember it had like a vibe and an energy, and I was really, really into it. And I think wrestling just added more fuel to that fire. And yeah, then it kind of just went from there. And then I remember saying to myself, "Is like I want to listen to more rock music. Where can I go to listen to that?" And then at the time we had WAAF, which is no longer a thing,
I
unfortunately,
know that
today.
was a
But
sad day. I remember that day when they shut
yeah,
it down. I'm like, damn.
I was like, for me, it was sad, but at the same time, I was like, good God, because at that moment, it had been going down
Yeah, you're
for
right.
years,
Yeah.
in my opinion, my personal opinion. Is just they were just playing some god awful stuff. It,
Well, let
uh,
me ask you this. So in the interest of the bright side, right? Like for me, living a joy-filled life requires honoring yourself. So even then, watching wrestling and then going from hip hop and part of that music to going into metal, how were you able to just chase after what you liked rather than going along with the crowd?
You know, I have kind of two answers for that. One of it's half I don't. One of it's half I don't know because I feel like it just like I've always wanted to just do like my own thing, just kind of naturally, and I don't know why that is. But also, um, like I remember just naturally seeing like everybody was always into like the big thing or the big shows or the one thing that everybody was into. It could be a TV show, it could be music, it could be movies. And I remember just always kind of trying to find my own like niche or something to find something on my own. Because I didn't want to like, be part of the crowd or something like that. I want to be liked, have friends and be cool with everybody, but I kind of wanted to do my own thing. So when everyone's watching shows like everyone's talking about like I don't know, not Big Man, I mean Big Bang Theory or Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead. I'm over here watching like, hey guys, have you guys seen Shameless? Like Shameless is really good or something.
Yep.
But around that time, yeah, I think I kind of just wanted to do my own thing. So I just found rock music kind of just naturally out of nowhere. And when I was looking for different songs and different where I could listen to more rock music, I when I AF and I heard this song called Enemy, and I didn't know it was I mean it took me a while for me to realize it was called Enemy, but I was like, wow, I don't know who these guys are, but they're incredible. I love this song. And then if you remember, oh, Nana finally here.
Yeah.
You
Now we testing the waters because Nana's modem or router or whatever was kicking them off. So hopefully I'm putting out in the universe he doesn't disappear on us today.
No. I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Sorry, I was like,
bro.
oh, I just gotta get here.
It's good to see you both, honestly.
You
Yes,
too.
I love that. So you got into the song Enemy, and that kind of led you down the rock and roll or rather metal path.
Pretty much. And if you remember listening to the radio back in the early 2000s or just back then, you would have to like catch it at the right time for them to announce the artist or be like, oh crap, they're playing the
Yep.
song. Let me get a tape recorder, record it or whatever. That's what happened. And this guy said, this is Enemy by the band Seven Dust. And I was like, okay, Seven Dust. Don't know who they are. But once I figured out that was Seven Dust, it was just a rap. After that, the
Yep.
rest is just history. And now I've now seen them 21 times with 22 coming up next month. So
Hey yo.
Wow. Well, you know what else was a rap? The minute I saw you rock the skull bandana, I said, oh, say less, that's my bro.
Yo, that's her stuff.
Well,
She loves her
I'll
stuff.
I'll be honest, I'll let you in on something. I've been kind of trying to not rearrange my room, but organize my room, so it's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah.
And I've been doing some writing and some reading and stuff for schoolwork because I'm on my break this week. We got classes starting next week. So I was kind of just lounging around looking all iffy, whatever, all day. So I was like, all right, let me be me, get the mic's costume on.
Listen, you made my heart happy. This is me lounging around. You know what I do when I get ready for a show? I put on my hoop earrings. We're good to go because that's so I do want to go back to something you said because I think part of, again, living a joy-filled life is being an outlier. Like something you said is you always kind of wanted to do your own thing whilst having friends and being liked. And I find that people, particularly when you're younger, struggle to be able to do both, to do what feels right for them and feel accepted among other people. So, question for you is, how is it that you were able to feel comfortable of always kind of doing your own thing while, building and maintaining friendships and feeling like you're included and part of a group of people?
To be honest, yeah, I don't know how, but I don't think I was always very comfortable. That had to come as time progressed, as I got a little older. I mean, when you're a kid, 13, 14, around those age where you're trying to, find your identity and find, what you're gonna like and all that other stuff. Uh, it's kind of scary because then also at that time you're being judged by all your peers
Correct.
and
Correct.
all you want to do is be liked and accepted. But and it did take me a while. I think in a weird way I was fortunate enough to have like some hardships even as a kid, like in like elementary
Mm,
school and such, and having I
mm.
think just naturally when you have so many years of kind of being picked on and bullied for whatever it could be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Especially me being, black and African American, growing up in Holden.
Oh,
Like,
damn! I didn't know
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah. So I lived in Holden for about 4.5 years, from second grade to sixth grade, and and then you move back to Worcester, and like your vibe is just different with everybody, which is
Correct.
completely different from
Correct.
Holden. Um, so I think just like naturally, I just kind of just like just because people say this and that about me or they don't like that, I like wrestling music. I got picked on for liking wrestling music. Like
That
at
is
one point
bizarre.
in time, like seventh grade, like I didn't listen to like regular like music artists. It was just all wrestling music.
Yeah.
A weirdo, but it's cool. But I really didn't want to let people dictate like what I should or shouldn't like because
Mm.
I just loved what I love that much more than what people thought.
Ooh. No, so I and to interject, I love that you brought that up because, like, obviously, of being the same situation as yourself, um, I
Wait, you're
had to
black?
hold on. No, you're good. No, but I meant like, sorry, my computer's having a little moment. But I
Yeah,
meant
you
like
good, babe.
No,
this.
we should have got on differently because then I should be not in the middle and then like I should be
Nah, this
on
is
the
your
left
moment. This is
side
your
and then
Yeah,
moment.
like
this is.
carry them.
Yeah, I could totally.
Carry,
I could totally.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
I was saying because we could have like an Oreo thing going on right now.
No,
Like
Oh, hang on. I got you. Hang on.
no, this is wild. But what I was saying is basically, as
I love
Kerri
that you
just
think
was
like
saying,
me. We're so aligned.
yeah. And it's funny because we've got like black, and then Babe is her favorite color is black, so we all got black headpieces on, which is even more funny. But like being,
I'm just having fun. It's all love, as we know. But yeah.
It is. It's all love. If you can't laugh at this game, especially at the idea of all the narratives that create division,
yeah,
because that's what it is. It's we feed into this narrative that's divisive. I just laugh at it all, but whatever.
well, what I was saying is
That-
like being of somebody of like African American descent, right? You get told, oh, you shouldn't be listening to like wrestling music or like Linkin Park or whatever it is. And I'm just like, it's just music, it's self-expression. So like, what is like quote unquote the music I'm supposed to listen? Are you expecting me to listen to stereotypical rap, which I also listen to, obviously, but like it's not the end all be all who I am as a person. And the intellect is where like you tapped into different avenues instead of the regular route that we're perceived to go by and just like follow the things that made you happy, which I absolutely love because I mean, from the get-go, you've always been like the Mike, quote unquote, you know what I mean? Like just the guy. Like, and it's just like Mike has always been him, like from my get-go, like, and I love like Mike, you gotta tell Kerri how we even met. I don't know if you told her how we met, but like you gotta let her know because you gotta explain that story, please. Because you know I was gonna bring that up. You knew I was gonna bring that up.
But before we get to that, I'm trying
Yes.
there was something you just said, Kerri, or that gave me a thought, and I think I just lost it. I'm trying to.
Well,
I'm
before
trying to
you
say.
say that, I want to highlight for the listening audience something that I really honor and appreciate about you, Mike, and Nana, and myself, honestly, is that we didn't let society dictate how we were going to show up and make our choices for us. And as a result, I look at three really empowered people who live a joy-filled life. Like when I met you at the gym, you immediately had a welcoming smile. You were happy to be there. You were enjoying the pump. You were doing your thing. Like you gave off an energy of somebody who enjoys life. And I think it is because you chose to do what feels right for you rather than what society or the people around you dictated. So shout out to for that. And I hope everybody else does the same. But yeah, I'd love to hear, how did you guys meet?
How did we meet? So it's a wonderful story. So back in, this is probably,
what,
dude, this is maybe
2007?
2007, 2008.
It was like MySpace days, like AIM days type
MySpace
thing.
days, AIM and MySpace days.
Yeah.
There was a particular girl named
Was that Alyssa?
Alyssa Kelly.
Why do I remember
this shit? Why do I remember this shit?
Her name was Alyssa Kelly, and me and her started off as friends.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking, and then I forget how exactly, but I think she had mentioned this other kid, which this other kid happened to be Nana, and then maybe she mentioned to him about me. No idea, but like
I never even I don't think I ever met her. I just knew her online.
I met her. I met her on a few occasions, and it was I also used to play like pranks on her and whatnot, like prank phone calls, to the point where like her parents got really, really upset and things like that, and then she hated me. She hated me so much. And this is back when I was just a little douchebag. You know what I mean? So like I go to her house and I like egg like her door because she said some mean things to me. But anyway, that's a story. Those are stories for other day. But anyway, pretty much I think me and Nana unknowingly were sort of talking to the same girl. What was gonna happen, we don't know. But all I know,
bro. The funny thing is, I was like just keeping it chill. I was so like not even trying to hit on it. I was just like, yo, like you're cool as shit. And I think that was AIM days. So that you just message people just because you were just bored.
Yeah.
And like my
same. Yeah. I think I don't even know. I can't remember how I got her AIM. I definitely met her online first. It might have been somewhere through MySpace. It had to be MySpace.
Yep.
And then I got her AIM because at MySpace stage, you're like, cool, let me just add every cute girl I can find. And then, you know.
Oh, you gotta get that numbers up. You gotta get the followers up.
Exactly.
Yo, I almost just said just like in the cosplay community now, but hey.
Bro, what? But as the story goes on, at some point, she mentioned something to me about this kid named Nana, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then I forget how me and you physically met. I think the first time I met you, Nana, or we found each other's MySpace somehow.
Yes.
And then we just started talking like, well, this
random
girl, what's
stuff.
her problem? What's her issue?
Yes, it was like the most random conversation. It made no sense, like whatsoever.
So you guys are yapping on this poor girl who basically put you guys in touch with each other. Listen.
Wherever
shout out to Mr. Kelly because she made a great friendship. She probably blown away. If she remembers who we are, number one, like wherever she is in the world right now. I do remember. I think I remember thinking this kid Nana, he's not as bad as she's making him seem. He seems mad cool, mad chill. And I invited you to play football with me.
Yes.
Over at not Institute Park. It's over on the park across from
is it Quincy?
From Clark University.
Clark University. That's what it was. One of them. It was one of them.
It was myself and some friends from Southbridge, Chris and Kerwin. And you were there, Nana. And I think it was the very first time me and you had ever we had ever met in person.
Yes.
But I also remember thinking, I was like, oh man, I think I might have dragged him into something because you wanted to play, but you also kind of either you were just like shy because
Yeah.
you were kind of more like quiet or whatever at the time.
Yep.
What?
And I
No,
was
there
like,
was a
I
time
was like,
frame,
hey
there
man,
was.
what's up? You want to play football? You were like, I'll play, cool. And I was
Yeah,
like,
like-
all right, he doesn't sound too excited to play, but I think he's gonna play. And then we got to play. We had a damn good time.
Yeah,
And,
it
and
was
then we started talking
a
about
blast.
Osa Kelly.
It was a blast, but like it just shows like this little like moments in life that like spur towards like other things and trajectories in the world. Really is what that was. That was like a perfect example of like you can talk to somebody, just have a shoe and shit, and then years later, like just one of the most down to earth people that you can, meet.
One of my buddies now, I met through his ex-girlfriend.
Mm,
His ex-girlfriend used to work with me at when I was working at Uno's,
got you.
and I first met him at our company Christmas party. And I
Mm,
walk in, and there's this dude just sitting there, just looking really like hard and angry or whatever. I'm just like, damn, and everybody's just in this mood of just kind of just like slouching down. I'm like, guys, what are we doing? It's supposed to be a Christmas party. Like, hey. So
I'm bringing the bright side up in this bitch.
Yeah. I get up, I start playing Duck Duck Goose with everyone. Everyone's kind of like, what is going on here?
Yo.
And then eventually me and that coworker had a huge fallout on her behalf. Like there was this one night she just went off the rails completely.
Yeah.
And it was pretty helpful. And then she went off the rails on him, and then he started working for us eventually. While they were still dating and they broke up, then I realized me and this guy named Will, I found out he likes wrestling. I like wrestling. Me and him started talking, shooting the shit, and then I was like, "Yo, this dude's mad cool." And me and him became mad cool. And to this day, we still talk and whatnot. And he's not with that girl anymore. So,
well, that's crazy. The thing is not making assumptions. I think so often we do that, and we miss out on great connections with people. But I do want to go back to something because I've asked Nana this a couple times. I'm curious. From your perspective, Mike, so having been bullied, having had to navigate challenges, living in Holden and then going to Worcester with, a completely different culture, how is it that you've been able to stay grounded in kindness? Because you've always had a warm and welcoming energy about you. And even when you talk about, including Nana in football and talking to this guy, Will, what? Because I feel like that's a choice. A lot of people close off once they're rejected.
I'm not too sure, honestly. I think it's weird because sometimes people are always like, Mike, I never see you angry. I never see you mad. I'm just like, I don't know. I listen to Seven Dust. Here we go.
And, just slam it out in the pit.
In a weird way. Okay, I got one thought, then I got a more important thought to answer your question directly. I think I'm mostly just kind of focused on I can easily just, turn things on and off, I guess, or just know the right time and place. Like I can leave all of whatever issue or problem or any kind of negative energy that I'm feeling right at the door, right at home, deal with it later. I am a firm believer that even though no matter how whatever I'm going through doesn't mean some other innocent person has to be the butt of my So I try to refrain from doing from taking out my frustrations on other people or whatever. When I'm in a public setting, I'm just I mean I have my days,
you're human.
When I have my days,
you're human.
I'm not lashing out at people, I'm not treating people negatively or whatever. Because we're all have the same mission. We get up, we go to work, we go to school, we do what we have to do, and our main goal is to come back home to our families. Every single day.
Oh shit!
Or for me, my cat. He's under my bed right now.
Yo!
Going to school. What are you going to school for?
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, Savannah College of Art and Design here in Savannah, Georgia, for getting my grad. As a grad student, getting my master's in acting, and
What?
yeah, it's a 2-year program they use the quarter system, so there's no semesters. It's
Oh,
so for one, it's just 3 10-week quarters:
okay.
spring, fall, winter, spring. And we just completed the winter quarter last week. Now I'm on spring break. Next week we start our spring quarter, so another 10 weeks,
Bro,
and
what?
then we're off in summer, and it's terrifying because it's going by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already 2 quarters down. I got 4 more to go. I got
Yeah.
And
fall, spring, fall, winter, and spring next year again. And then I have my degree and I graduate. And then
I
I'm
feel
all
like you just moved down there. It felt like it's only been like what, like 4 months since you've been down there?
Nana, it's been about 6 months now.
Bro,
But
Damn.
time moves by
slowly,
too
I
quick.
had no idea you were gone. I'm like, what do you mean, Mike
Time
isn't
moves by so
in
quick. It doesn't even seem like it. Because we spoke in the gym and you're like, yo, I'm moving out. I'm like, yo, go fucking chase your aspirations, bro. I remember
Look at
saying
that.
that.
But that's huge. Like, in a
Well,
world
no.
where people are so afraid to chase their dreams. And how many people are like, oh, acting isn't gonna bring you any money? That's like what
What
led
if it
you
just
to
brought you joy?
pursue that?
What if just brought you joy?
it one thing I learned is like you have to suffer for your art, and that's probably in any
Mm.
any genre. No
Mm.
one got anywhere by doing anything easy. So
Woo-hoo!
um,
Mic drop. Literally the mic drop.
there's there's
Put some steak on that bitch right there.
absolutely medium rare, not too
Yes,
crisp.
see,
That shit gotta be
Nana
well
don't
done.
know how to eat steak. Let me just tell you.
There's I lost my man. Lost my thought again.
You good, you
Jesus.
good, you good. Don't even worry about it. You good.
So what led you to acting? Like, have you
Because
always been into acting?
and speaking of too, Mike has done a couple, like you've done a show up here, haven't you?
Up back home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, plenty.
But like the world gotta know this. They gotta know
Yeah,
D Mike.
absolutely. So I got into acting. Um, that's a funny story. I wanted to go to Fitchburg State University.
Mm-hmm.
Now I knew Fitchburg State University had a really good film and video program, and basically when I was going to Quinsig, my buddy Colin, Colin,
I
Colin
know a
Burdett,
lot of Collins, but I feel like I know which one you're talking about.
my buddy Colin Burdett. He's one of my closest
Oh
friends.
yeah. Cool as hell. Oh my gosh, like fucking years back. Like holy shit.
He also knows Kong because we all went to school. Me, Colin, and Kong went to East Middle together and North High.
Yep.
But while I had my hardships at Quinn City, Colin was able to finish. He went to Fitchburg State, so I used to go and visit Colin at Fitchburg State just to like hang out and party.
Yeah.
And I went to Fitchburg State so often at that time. I did almost everything you can possibly do as a student without being an official student. The only thing I didn't do was take a class. I went to the school. I ate in the dorms. Ate in the ate food
I
dining hall.
remember.
I stayed in the dorms, partied with all of them, went to campus events. I saw Wiz Khalifa play live before he got really, really big.
That was when he had the Rolling Loud tour. Is that what it was? Or so it was like
This is
the,
back in 2000.
yeah, it was like when he had what is his first album, like Flying Solo and all these other songs.
Black and Yellow was a big hit.
Black and Yellow, yes.
My buddy Carlos was a huge fan, and Carlos, he wanted me to go to this hip hop concert because he was like, dude, I know you like rock, but you should come see Wiz Khalifa with me. If you go, I'll go to any rock concert you want me to go. I was like, any rock concert? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I'm gonna hold that story for a little bit later. And so, but eventually, yeah, went to Pittsburgh State, did everything, even got friendly with some of the women over there. So yeah.
No judgments here, bro. You live your best life.
And so after finishing, I knew the school, I knew the program that they had was from the video, and it was really, really good for meeting people there from the parties. So thought, cool, I should go. I would like to go into film and video. I like to be creative and do acting and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And when I applied, I got accepted, but I didn't get accepted into the film program. So you could choose anything else. And I understand when I get accepted because I didn't have the prerequisites or any experience with film at all. It wasn't in my high school, wasn't at Quinsig, wasn't nowhere.
Yeah.
And so looking at the list of majors they wanted me to choose from, I almost did English, but then I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with English when I'm done. Like, I don't want to write papers or essays. That was the one thing I did not want to do. So my thought process is which of these majors is going to allow me to write the least amount of essays? And the only thing that stuck out to me was theater. So I was like, theater. I could still learn a bit of film with theater, and I can act. Act is kind of cool. That's kind of a personality. And so I kind of just chose theater, just like that, because I didn't want to write essays. I still wrote essays, but not as much as an English.
Not if you were an English major.
Yo, that is wild.
Chose theater, and so happy that I did, because I remember our first meeting, like our first group major meeting with the theater majors and everybody. They were like, all right, everyone, we have to prepare for our trip to Scotland. I was like, Scotland? What? You guys going to Scotland? And every 3 years, they take a show to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Scotland. And they were going to go in 2015, and this is 2013, so I guess they had just went the year prior.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they went in 2012. And I was like, huh, I don't know what I have to do, but I have to make sure I am on that trip. Because for me that's big. I've never flown, never traveled anywhere outside the country or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, at the time I barely even left Massachusetts. Okay. So, the farthest out of Massachusetts I'd been to was like New York at the time. So
Got you.
but was able to do what I had to do to get on that trip in 2015, and it was absolutely amazing. And it's funny thinking back now, like how it makes sense for me that I ended up in acting. So I think back to like the goofy shit that I did back in like high school, elementary school, being the class clown, being, you know, the buffoon, so to speak, always doing weird and crazy things. And now I can, you know, make that kind of personality of that part of my personality an actual career. It's hard, very, very hard, but I love it. It's just like I kind of just don't feel myself truly being happy doing anything else. Like I've had, like before I've decided to go to grad school, I always knew it was a thought in the back of my mind. I finished Fitchburg State University in 2016, 17.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2017 was like the first summer that I had on my own. I was like, wow, I got all this time, and I don't got to worry about classes in the fall or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, shout out to all the people watching, and to Corey, Taylor, Sherelle. I don't know, what is that, Kurama?
It's Kurama is from Yu Yu Hakusho. I will be at
I don't know
Connecticut.
none of this.
It's one of
Well,
my concerts.
and joining me, I don't know. I see all of it, and if they comment, I comment back. Because Instagram shows separately. That's why we won't even go there.
It's all good. It's all good. No worries. You're good. I'm enjoying the conversation that Mike is talking about too.
Well, one thing I will say is I'll never forget, because I've studied the top 10%ers of actors, musicians, business people, just wanting to understand their mindset, athletes. And Denzel Washington said, I never understood having a plan B, because plan B was basically a cop out to chasing your passion. And it's so true. So you're right. Like the fact that you're pursuing your passion, even though it does take effort and you don't get that instant gratification. I think that also lends to experiencing the joy of life, because you get to look back at what you've achieved and knowing that it came with being resilient and not giving up when all the seemingly odds are stacked against you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's so true. It's like you always have to enjoy the journey. the journey's more important than the journey's more important than the destination.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the destination, like the destination, once you get there, it's so euphoric and fulfilling and such. And I'll admit, sometimes I feel like there's still certain moments where I've yet to truly feel what that kind of success or anything is like. I mean, granted, I've made it this far, which is awesome, you know. But yeah, I think still waiting for that one, like I made it moment, or I'm doing it, or like I'm doing good. You know what I mean?
Well, what would that moment be? Because I think that's the thing is, even if you achieve that moment, then you have a whole nother valley to go through to reach another moment.
The next moment.
Exactly. I think. Wait, go on now.
No, go. I'll say my piece after you. You're good.
I think that moment would be to like officially have like a starring, like to be officially to be become like a known name, to be featured on a stage or in a film, or to have people understand like who's that guy, and that people want to seek me for seek me out for my talents.
Their work, their work. Who's that guy? The real Daniels. That's that guy. There you go. You got starting too. So now you win. No, but I do get it. But I will say for me, like I feel like my joy comes from staying in the fight, even when I really want to jump out of the arena. Because much like you in acting, I built a business with no roadmap. I did it on my own terms because I always knew I was going to do life on my own terms. Me and Nana are both free spirits. And to be able to wake up the next day and say, yep, yesterday I got kicked around, my teeth are bloody, but we're just going to go dig right back in and that out today.
I think that's one of the coolest things I love about you both. It's just you both just so cool with just doing your own thing and so accepting and loving each other. It's just like incredible. It's like I feel like what you have is something that's rare to find. And like
thank you so much for that, by the way, too, Mike. Because like even going back to what Kerri was just saying, like that's been me like all month at work. Like I'll come back and like, yo, babe, today was like one of those days where like I went in ready to go, and then the universe just things didn't go accordingly, or it didn't go with the way that I had in mind.
We have different plans. So
you know what I mean? Like literally, we had to like deviate real quick. But I always wake up the next morning, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Yesterday happened, and I might have been frustrated in the moment of it, but like I'm not gonna give in. Like I have this like I call it like a stubborn like optimism because like
you're stubborn, no.
But it's like. I don't see myself ever being out of the race if I'm still like pushing for whatever it is, you know what I mean? And like even going back to your point talking about your made it moment, it's always different for each person, right? Because like my made it moment would be like being invited to cons, you know what I mean? And it's thankfully happened a couple times, but every time it does happen, it makes me more excited to be like, how do I keep creating and fostering that same euphoric moment when it does happen? Because like I'll be surprised every time like somebody invites me to something. I'm like, oh shoot, like what the heck? Like that was like manifested, but it wasn't like I just was like on someone's case about like you gotta bring. I'm just like I put it out there. I'm like, dude, like something went backwards. I didn't get invited to this, and then it opened another door, and it was just like one of those things where like it was like a domino effect. Like one thing fell, and then a whole bunch of other things just started just coming together. You know what I mean? And I think that's like a really cool thing, and even like being sought after is really cool. Like if I go to a con, I have friends that look forward to, and obviously people will tap in on here and like which con you heading to, which I'm beyond grateful for because it makes them excited to be like, oh shoot, this person who's like just a regular dude is coming to something, and somebody was like, yo, I want to make content as in like filming like skits and stuff. That's cool stuff. Like you literally want to like I'm a regular ass person just like everybody else is, but you're seeking me out to like be in your video. I'm like, dude, I'm grateful for it. I'm like, let's do this shit. Like, that's cool shit. You know what I mean? But that's the whole being a content creator or cosplayer that like you get to empower people to be themselves. And that's a huge thing. What even you do for work-wise. Because I've seen your work ethic and I'm like, yo, Mike puts in the work, whether it's the gym, whether it's a job or whether it's theater work or even just your intellect, because you're a very articulate person. You can tell from the way you speak and you articulate your words that you know your stuff very well. So it's not like Mike doesn't know his shit. You know what I mean?
I do want to jump in, I think, real quickly for the listening audience. The reason why Nana and I, and we do have something unique, like no bullshit. I look at most couples and we accept each other. We don't try to change each other.
No.
I don't want Nana to be anybody but Nana. And
the numerous characters, but yes.
Nana is sometimes, does that challenge what feels comfortable for me? Hands down, it does, because we come from different perspectives. But I signed up to love him, not conform him or control him. I think that, and that's a really critical piece. And so the same for me, like who I am challenges what's comfortable for Nana sometimes. And like, even when I know it like energetically wise, it feels uncomfortable. He never tries to change me. And that's the thing I think is really important. So it actually goes to the next question I have for you, Mike, is, I believe that part of living a really joy-filled life is surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up, because you can't chase an acting career, or you can't chase gangs in the gym or whatever if you're surrounded by people who are critiquing you or tearing you down. So I'm curious how you have been able to, or how do you protect yourself through the community in which you are around, so that people lift you up rather and believe in your goals and dreams rather than challenge them?
I think a few ways. One, I always try to surround myself with people that always have my best interests. Me and my core friends are always talking about, my buddy Mike Smith and Nick and Greg. We've always had our conversations. We're always talking about that because we see it out so many times. Nothing personal against anybody else, but I've seen other people constantly have, they say like, oh, I don't like that my life is this way. I don't like Worcester being this way. I don't like these people. These people have these same kind of hardships, but I don't really see any of them taking a step back or having a moment of self-reflection and analyzing their habits and what they're doing and such. And if you continually to surround yourself with other people who are who secretly dislike themselves or don't have your best interests and are selfish in some ways. Nothing personally against them, but there are people like that. They're out there. The world's big. And then you fuel yourself with drugs, alcohol, or whatever, and surround yourself up. But you're not getting the genuine person. You're not giving your genuine self to whoever, to the people, so they can see, and they're not giving that back to you. So it's all this big cloud of superficialness being swirled around, and then everybody's basing things off the dumb crap we see on social media. And that's why when you guys were talking about how you guys just accept each other, I think it's a great thing, because I often see so many people get into relationships, but then they want relationships kind of based off like pop culture and social media, and they judge people on like what a man should do, what a woman should do, XYZ.
So
instead of just like, you know what, I just want this person to see me for me, and we're gonna see where it goes. I just want to love this person, and I just want to make them happy. I'm gonna make me happy. I don't care what they do. I would like for them to work out, go to the gym.
Real shit.
But it's true. Like, honestly, part of, being healthy is taking care of yourself. I don't care if you're fit, right? Me and Nana have very different body types, but we both move our body because we're energy. And if you're not moving your body, you're stagnant. And if you're stagnant, that's trapped energy that impacts your ability to move, to play, to have stamina, to dance in the rain with your partner or whatever. So I 100% get that.
And I'm also sad because I haven't been able to go to work out too much in the last month in some
Bro,
gym.
you still look like you've been working out like all day. Like, what do you mean?
I had a shoulder injury during
Oh,
class.
Uh,
I thought my rotator cuff was torn. It was so foolish. I hated it so much. It made me angry, and it's still giving me some issues.
human.
So I can't bench press like how I used to
Yeah,
already. I haven't gone to the gym. I went to the gym on Monday,
got
and I
you.
tried doing some things, and the shoulder was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work because it's causing me pain. If I do anything else, I
Yeah,
don't want to injure it anymore.
no.
So God knows how long it's gonna take for this thing to heal. It's not as bad as it was, but
Yeah,
it's still not where I want to be for me to be comfortable. But
got you.
yeah,
Got you.
that's
but can
another
I?
story.
But I'm gonna shout out you there too. Okay, on the interest of the bright side of life, you know how many people don't listen to their body?
Yep.
They
I
don't.
knew this
And
was
I
gonna
watch
come
you
up.
go to the gym on an injury, and then they're literally
Self
subconsciously
sabotage.
self-sabotaging themselves because it's like, oh, I want to be fit, but I'm gonna work out to prove a point when your body's like, please stop. I need rest. So I mean, even that speaks volumes to how you view yourself and life, because to be able to pause from the gym and honor your body to recover so that you can come back stronger is
Mm-hmm.
crucial to enjoying life, it really is.
If
And
you
then
feel
finding other
good,
ways to release that energy, walking or doing other things.
Well, I love
feel
that you
good,
brought that up too. The whole
you
like understanding your body too, Mike, is like because I remember that same type of thing happened to me. I remember telling Kerri, I was like, yo, I was working out at the gym, babe, and like I felt my shoulder do like this weird thing, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not testing myself to freaking no, because my thing is if I'm out the gym, it's not only just because you're gonna lose gains or whatever, it's a mental thing. It's a mental game for me. So like if I'm at the gym, that's my therapy. You know what I mean? Like good days or challenging days. Like it is what it is. I'm there regardless. So like I need
I
it.
applaud you for I applaud you for having that drive to go to the gym, daily or as often as you do.
I
That's
try. I try.
You know what? I love it because kind of like what you said, right? You make a choice, Mike, to not take out your hard day or what you're going through on people. And Nana
Mm,
uses the gym as an outlet. I imagine you
yep.
could probably use acting or working out as an outlet too, but he makes a conscious choice to, okay, babe, I could show up and be like really checked out and irritated, or I'm going to go to the gym and
Yeah.
decompress and be able to
Yep.
ground myself. So that
Yep.
way, when we are together, I'm present with you and not all the mess that is going on that I can't control. So again, that's really empowered, and I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But I
Absolutely.
do want to real quickly touch upon community, because you touched on something that is fundamentally true, and I want people to understand. You are the sum total of who you hang out with.
Mm,
Even so, for example, if I tell Nana a goal that I have, and he's going to be like, oh, babe, yeah, I believe in you. But energetically, he doesn't believe in me. He's going to create doubt in me because we feed each other's energy, which is why I'm super particular. Nana is the only person who knows all my goals, all of them. And that's out of my family, my friends, because even if they say the right thing, energetically, I feel whether or not. And because most people don't chase lofty goals and have achieved them, there's
mm.
going to be doubt because they're coming from what they've achieved. And so I really encourage people to understand it is critical to your enjoyment in life, in experiencing connection and having fun and being silly with people, to surround yourself with people
oh,
that
100%.
either are pushing themselves and truly want to foster you. And you said something like your friends like encourage you, but Nana keeps it real with me. He'll lovingly be like, babe, he'll check me when I'm out of pocket, but he
Vice
does it from
versa.
a place of love, not judgment. And that's important
Vice
too,
versa.
because you want people to keep it real with you so that you can see the blinders that we kind of put on ourselves sometimes.
Oh,
Mm.
I got friends that do that to me all the time. They're always like they'll always check me for whatever or let me know if I'm doing something dumb or they're honest opinion about something they disagree with or whatever.
Growth stuff. Growth
Sometimes
stuff.
I won't always agree, which is fine. But like, there's definitely a few people, that I definitely will sit back and listen to more than some others, I
Hmm.
suppose.
Hmm.
Just because sometimes I think I can feel like you're saying energy. And even though there is some people I do believe have some good intentions,
Correct.
I do believe there are some people where it's like, all right, we don't necessarily know each other to that level
Mm.
where you can say X, Y, Z about something. I'll consider, the opinion, the thought,
Yeah.
but I think there's still more ground to like build, I guess. I guess like
Ooh.
I'm always like if it's someone that I know closely, I'll definitely give like a full on thought, deep, heartfelt, deep like thought, like opinion or advice if they need it on something.
Yeah.
And then there's some people, maybe not as deep, but just surface level. That's just me trying to respect them as a person
Yes.
and some.
Yes.
Um, another thing I think, kind of going back when you were talking about community carry and just kind of going on and keeping things bright. Um, I think it's definitely important.
Hmm.
What are you doing?
You
I think
good?
it's definitely important for people to remember to always try to like love yourself more than
Ooh.
more than what
Yes.
anyone thinks.
Yes.
And I think that's also been kind of the driving force to how I've been able for years and years and years, going back to being a kid, you know, just still focus on these are the things that I enjoy doing. This is
Yep.
what I love. I don't care what people say. Um, I love acting. I love being silly and goofy and dumb, whatever. Um,
Yo.
you have to just be kind to yourself and love yourself more than what people may think. And I know it's hard for some people. Some people it's easier said than done. Um, but I am also a believer that I do think we are in more control of like our actions and thoughts and all that stuff more than we give ourselves credit for.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Like it's on in May, it will be 5 years since I stopped drinking.
Wow.
Yo,
But
let's go.
but but
Let's
I use that for
go.
an example because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you stopped drinking, so what happened, man? Do you have like a hard time and like you have some problems?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No." I woke up one day, I was like, "I don't do it anymore. I'm done."
Real stuff, bro.
It's not to belittle people that actually have, problems or issues with drinking or anything like
Yes.
that. Not to belittle that. I know when I stopped, it wasn't to champion or wave the sobriety flag.
No.
No.
But you
It's
It's
wanted
just
better
just
for
to honor
yourself.
yourself.
exactly.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
just it's just me doing me being my thing, and just yeah, and me having control over myself and knowing myself more than
Mm.
what booze and alcohol
That's
knows.
well.
And that's why I say it's been the easiest thing for me. And some people say, oh, you don't ask people why they stop drinking because it's kind of rude. And personally, I'm like, that doesn't bother me. Some people
You
might
know
be
what?
kind of different.
You end up becoming like almost like just like I guess the epitome of like what you can do if you put your mind to something too, right? You know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
there's people peers that obviously probably might drink, and that's okay. I have friends that family and people that drink. I'm like, hey, there's no judgments here whatsoever. But you can always see the other end of it of like this can be life when you don't drink. You can be able to be at
Yeah,
a karaoke night and still have a great ass time because you're around people that are just
absolutely.
vibing. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Absolutely.
That's
And I
that's why
never,
we do these little events and stuff like that. Like just Kerri and I will host something randomly and just like, yo, just pull up and it'll be damn near a good amount of people and it's just a vibe. Like you're just hanging out and we're the type to check in on people, like make sure you're good, like yo, how's everything going, yada yada.
yeah.
Because we're just social butterflies, you know.
Well, I
Hmm.
mean, I think ultimately what I really love that you have said throughout this whole conversation, Mike, is you really do honor people where they're at. Every time you talked about whether it's metal or whether it's how they view, their community or world, it's like no
Mm,
judge. So you really make a conscious effort not to impose what you do for yourself on anybody else. And that to me is the remedy for the discord that we constantly continue to cycle through in our society. Is I don't care what you do, because if you're happy, truly happy, and you're not harming anybody else, then you're creating a harmonious world around you, which then will positively impact me and vice versa. And it does take a practice, because there's things, again, even Nana, like he has beliefs and stuff that I don't necessarily understand and I don't necessarily agree with, but my job's not to understand. It's to honor him for what makes him and me.
Absolutely.
MXSD hated.
It's most hated. That's my boy Jesse.
Jesse,
What up,
we
Jesse?
see you. We appreciate you. All the people. Right. So with just a couple minutes left, first off, you're welcome to come on. I love this conversation.
I was so looking forward to this, by the way. I was like, yo, this lady needs to leave.
I know we have been looking forward to this. What is it that, what's your biggest takeaway in all of your challenges that has allowed you to continue to experience joy and love yourself and chase the bright side of life, even through all your trials and tribulations, that you think could benefit the listening audience?
My biggest challenge? Oh, man. Weird way.
Jesse says he loves us all. We love you.
Yes. Like money's been a challenge. I'm just always broke. I'm broke right now. Like, and it's a bummer. It's like so much things could be easier if I just had like maybe like 3 board zeros to my name. Put it in there. Like, I'll be good. I'll be good. It's I think a lot is definitely still overcoming self-doubt in some ways. It's just I think you have to just go with it. You just have to do it. You just have to take a chance on yourself and just be patient with the process. Because sometimes it ain't gonna happen overnight.
No.
That's why I said I learned back at Pittsburgh State from Richard McElvain, one of my professors, you gotta learn to suffer for your art. There's definitely times where people wake up, I've woken up, and you just be like, am I really doing the right thing? Am I doing good? Is this gonna turn out? You start having all those doubts, but you legitimately just have to keep going. And as cliche as it may sound, to quote Paul Heyman, just because things are cliche doesn't mean they're not right.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be most profound. Hey, what up, buddy? What's up, little man?
That's my little man.
Supposed to be in bed. He's chilling.
Well, my takeaway would definitely be self-care isn't selfish if you're taking care of yourself. Like, that's really what it is. Like, if you're doing something that's bringing you that sense of rejuvenation and happiness, who cares? Like, you're okay to do that. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's my take on it.
I had this one thought, you just reminded me. You were saying something about how people just said something about like happiness and just enjoying life, and I always had my own little quote that I learned from going to concerts, because you go to concerts and sometimes there's people being kind of rowdy. But
listen, I've gone to many metal concerts. We rowdy.
There's rowdy, but there's also like the rowdy where it's like, not the fun kind of rowdy. It's like,
I get that.
So I am a big component for people should just enjoy life no matter what. Enjoy what you enjoy, but as long as your enjoyment is not negatively affecting someone else's enjoyment. Have fun, do what you gotta do, but if it's kind of impacting someone else negatively, maybe it's time to call a slight little audible, just a little bit.
Well, you know what? One of the differences between me and Nana is I'll call the audible, so don't you worry, Mike.
Yo, she would. Like, yo.
I have no
Kerri,
problem calling the audible. I'll do it lovingly, but let's just say, like, this throat
Kerri,
chakra was born open for sure. You know,
Kerri's
and you know,
QB1.
the thing I want to leave the listening audience with, because I had a conversation with an individual earlier before this show, and this individual, you know, was talking about how they were always an outlier, they were an outcast, and they always felt like different. And here's the truth: we were created unique for a reason. We are unique strains of consciousness or creation, however you determine it, of God's children, whatever, energy. And we're meant to be that. And your superpower lies in honoring that. So we have a responsibility to ourselves and others to give the gift of ourselves to others, because we never know who we're positively impacting when we give ourselves permission to be ourselves. And so it's super important to chase joy, and it's super important to feel what feels good for you and go out and do it, even if you have to suffer for your art sometimes, because suffering for that art could be the catalyst to give somebody else permission to do the same and then become successful in their own right in whatever endeavor they're doing. Jesse says, dude, while I'm at work, y'all are putting on a smile on my face with this.
Yeah, let's
Thank
go.
you, Jesse. We
You know
appreciate
what?
it.
You know what's great about what you said, Kerri, is I love that, but it also reminds me when I hear people say they don't see color. I think that's I personally think that does more damage than good.
Hell
I
yeah.
think we have to see color so we can honor all of those great qualities and different cultures and things about all of us. And so seeing color is not a bad thing for whoever was, anyone out there. It's not a bad thing, it's a great thing. See color. See that I'm black. See that you're white. See that you cosplay. See I go to rock and metal concerts and stuff like that.
Let's go.
The whole 9 yards. Because I just, makes you understand everybody closer. People
and not only that, I mean, now we're going to run long because I have to dive in, and then feel free to jump in.
I'm heading to the gym after this, by the way. Just letting y'all know. I got to go get hit legs, but you're good. You're good.
No, but here's the thing. When like, I love what you just said, because we all have implicit bias. I am sorry. We all have constructs from what we've been brought up with in society, through experiences we've had with individuals, through narratives on TV, which is called programming for a reason. That's all true. And to sit here and say we don't see color dismisses our ability to examine those biases, right? And the reality is I can break a bias when I'm honest about the fact that I might have one, and then examine it and have a conversation or be uncomfortable and ask myself why. But when we sit here and say I don't see color, then we dismiss our ability to learn why
you don't see.
We feel the need to say that in the first place.
You're just closing yourself off to like a potential 1 in a million person. Unique individuals. Someone that's one of a kind.
Yep. I just came back from the Middle East, and shout out to all you beautiful people who are ending Ramadan today. You no longer have to fast. And
shout out.
Is Eid, where all the kids are super excited because they get money. I know I'm getting videos. But the reality is again, even me living in America, no matter how you slice it, there are narratives around the Middle East that unless you put yourself in that situation and experience it, you may have a story that you're not even aware of. And instead of me saying, oh, I'm not ignorant, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm ignorant. I must drop myself in there and learn about it and be open about it, so I can dismiss the entire core belief that I may not even be aware of. So, but then again, that also goes to me experiencing joy. And how do we experience joy? We get to know all the colors of the rainbow and learn and experience. So anyway, on that note, as Nana said, we got legs. Well, Nana got legs. I got legs. Very different. Mike, this was such an honor. Thank
Such
you
a
so much
pleasure, yo.
for joining us
So
again.
great.
We'll
This is
listen
the
to
highlight of my day, by the
Absolutely,
way. I was
yeah.
really waiting for this all day. I'm like, yo, this customer need to leave because I gotta be somewhere. I gotta be somewhere important.
It's been a long time. I've been playing this for quite a while. So
But
we got a
you're
chance to do
here.
that.
Yeah, I'm so
That's
honored.
all that matters.
Until next week, y'all. All you guys be easy
Quick
and
question.
enjoy the bright
Hit
side
me.
of life.
Quick question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this